So I'm a big fan of, like, cooking shows. Not the ones where they just have a kitchen and they cook a dish, but like where they talk about food in general. And sometimes they will show parts of the process of cooking a dish while talking about the most essential part of that. You know, the highly condensed stuff that doesn't feature any recipes. And one of the things that I often see in these shows, and that bugs the shit out of me, is chefs complaining about the food industry. There's just something about watching a multi-millionaire with 3 successful restaurants and a TV show complain that people don't really buy high-quality ingredients for their food all the time while sous videing a piece of mallard foie gras in a stove that's more expensive than a small car. It sort of just grinds my gears. Or the average consumer just doesn't care about the flavor and respecting the produce or the animal. They just buy all this mass-produced bad shit, and then they endanger the environment and also the livelihood of the good, honest farmer who is their friend, who wants to grow good, flavorful pumpkins instead of big ones that grow fast. It's like, no, motherfucker, we're just not rich, it turns out. So when you're someone who produces food, and by that I mean like ingredients, like for instance a farmer, not a chef, there is an extremely strong economic incentive to create stuff that is ubiquitous. Or at least the yields of it are ubiquitous. You will be drawn to species and cultivars of whatever it is you're making that grows fast, it grows easy, it doesn't require a lot of water, it doesn't require a lot of fertilizer, it doesn't require a lot of care, and it yields a lot of calories. Thing is, these kinds of cultivars and species also tend to be on the shittier end of the being good in terms of flavor and also good in terms of being good for your health spectrum. Doesn't change the fact that if most food growers started switching to the high quality stuff, we'd all starve to death. The cost of producing high quality food isn't just monetary, it's also that you can produce less of it. And when confronted with the choice of having cheap ingredients, but everyone gets to eat, or gourmet ingredients, and like half the world doesn't get to eat, humanity has made a choice, if you will. And it turns out most people are not chefs who have extensive skills in cooking and run restaurants and maintain vast networks of suppliers that they can judge the quality of. I can't tell a cucumber from a zucchini. How the fuck am I supposed to tell a high-quality cucumber from a low-quality cucumber unless the low-quality cucumber is literally just rotten? It actually turns out that everyone has their own problems that they need to learn skills for so they can solve them. And so everyone has their own skill sets, and most of them don't have the how to cook good skill set. Is factory farming bad? Yeah, definitely. Everyone's on board with that. Is it bad to exploit growers in, like, poor countries? Also, everyone's on board. That's terrible. But the sad reality is that with the way that our economy and logistics sector is structured, you just can't feed the world without exploiting some South American soybean farmer. It's an unfortunate truth, it's a truth we ought to do something about, but it's a truth nonetheless. And the way that we're going to do something about it is certainly not going to be producing less food. It's going to be increased automation to allow fewer people to do more work. It's going to be improved chemistry so we can have more effective fertilizers. It's going to be improved genetic engineering so we can actually fine-tune our balance between mass-produced and quality of the ingredients. And hopefully it's going to include improved payment structures for those poor souls wading through the rice fields. Hey, maybe we can use technology to, like, grow artificial meat so we don't condemn a bunch of life forms to a nightmarish existence in some neon-lit factory farm. But considering that many of these chefs also seem to be of the opinion that GMOs are bad and all the food needs to be grown naturally, they'll probably find a way of complaining about that also. There's a place for high-quality ingredients in this world, and that place is in the hands of people who actually know what the fuck they're doing, aka chefs, and people for whom cooking is a big-time hobby. And that's just not the case for everyone. Thank you very much for watching this more blurb than video. It's just something that's been bugging me for a really long time. Like, comment, subscribe, share this to your relevant communities, but do not spam them. Consider supporting me on Patreon or Subscribestar or by buying some of the merch that I have. It's not just cups, by the way. You can get these two designs printed on like t-shirts and travel mugs and hats. I also have a book out. And in that spirit, if you want to, if you feel like it, get some high quality ingredients, cook something good. If you're just hungry, don't. It's not worth it. And see you around, cunts.